We're gonna learn animation in Moho and animate everything in Moho. It's easier than using a yo-yo, yeah. Now it's time to learn to use Moho.
Hey guys, Sean Darling here again. We're back doing another in our series of First Day of Winter, the remake of First Day of Winter, my first really basic animation that I did a long time ago in Moho. And so we are going to make this particular episode specifically about First Day of Winter. And we're going to be in Moho. So let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be shot, I think, 4 or 5, something like that. All right, here we go. We are now in Moho. First things first, I have my background in here, and obviously we're going to need to increase the size of that. There might be a slight tilt up of the camera, so, making it just a tiny bit bigger isn't going to hurt. I don't know if we really need to break up anything. It's just going to be a tilt, not an actual crane move. If you're into filmmaking, you know what I'm talking about. No parallax is what I'm saying. And we're probably are going to tilt this, but so I'm going to start with the, let's see if we were looking more down, more up, or more down. It's probably going to start here. And so this is another thing. If you don't know how, you can bring figures and characters and stuff from other Moho projects into the one you're currently working on by going to File, Import, and you go over here to Moho Object. And now anything that you've worked on before can come up. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to pick the blue guy now and open him up inside of here. You'll get this particular dialogue. It'll ask you, what you want, or if this is what you want. So I'm just going to say okay. And now we've got the blue character here in his glory inside of this particular project. So he's facing the camera right now, and the best way for me to do this is to pretend that he's facing the other direction. Instead of doing a full body turn for this shot, all I'm going to do is turn his face off to start with. We're just going to come in here and say, boop, goodbye face. And we're going to take the arms and we're going to put them below the body layer. And this does have the depth sorting on with the enable animated layer. So that's good. But for now, we're just going to grab both the arms. I'm just going to drag these behind, not into, but behind the body layer. And it'll look like he's facing away from the camera. Simple as that. I'm not going to worry about this top part. There's very little we would need to do to that. If we did, I could, I guess, grab the bones and pull that over maybe the other direction a bit or something, just to, give this the feel that this is maybe from the other side or something. And that's all we would need to do. So he's going to start out very close to the camera, and we have no worries. So this shot, I don't know how long it needs to be yet either. So I'm just gonna make this a bit bigger. Let's kind of test, make sure nothing's moving. We're good to go. And I'm gonna count. So he's basically gonna start close to the camera from the back, and he's just gonna be walking away from the camera toward the mouth of the cave. I'm not even sure we're gonna see his legs, but if we are, then we can have that in there. I'm just gonna kind of get an idea here now. So he's just gonna beep up. I mean, no more than 120 frames at most. So 120. I just time it in my head. I imagine it as I'm thinking. And so with this, let's go ahead to frame 1. And I'm going to grab his layer here. Not any of the bones, but the actual layer that he consists of or on. I'm going to put the center, somewhere in the center of his body. And I am going to scale that sucker up here like so. It's going to be a little different because he's got all those bones on there as well. But we're going to start him pretty close to the camera like this, as though he's, kind of walking under it. And then we'll sort of drop our camera angle down once he gets past, this particular stage. So I'm going to first off just animate his scale changing. So from frame 1 he's going to be this, and from when he gets to frame 120 or whatever that is going to be, he is going to be probably a bit more small. And like I said, I don't even know if I want to show his feet. So let's just see what happens from here and what it looks like when it plays. I think that's perfect. So we will not even need to see his feet, maybe a little body shake as he walks. And then we're going to make that bounce go on the up and down of his movements here. Hopefully that I can do. So I'm going to make another keyframe right here of him moving up a little. So up and then up here. And down here. And you know, hey, nothing wrong with old school either. Except for it's slow and boring. Okay. Let's just see how we're looking. Okay, the pacing is really good, so that's a good thing. So we're gonna go up again. So we have 2 in between each one of those. So an up here. So an up, down, and an up. Look at this. So up, down. Up, down, right about here, and another up. So I think the ups need to be a little more extreme, and then another down there, and up, and a down, and of course it comes back up to the final up. So that's okay. He's a little strong in the walk right about here. So we need to start making this a little less extreme. So I made that one higher on purpose and I shouldn't have. So let's just kind of get that a little farther down. See? And then boom, boom. So boom and boom. This one's a little bit high for me. Just pull that one down a little bit just to make that a little smoother in the end. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Okay, fine. So we're going to make sure all of these now, we're going to scoop it smooth on those. Not something I do often unless I'm actually on the timeline, you know. So there he goes, and there he goes, and there he goes. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead now and get some stuff working. So normally his top pieces here are dynamic. So I'm going to double check on my bones here to make sure that's the case. Let's just say this guy and this guy at least. Bone constraints, we're going to say dynamics. We're going to go with angle, and I'm going to go, I think, just with 1, 1, 1, and 1 to start with. I think that's about where I was last time I did this. So let's say ding, 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 ding. That is perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to start to need to do a little arm swing with each one of our up, down. So 1, 1, boom, 2. So each time he goes down, it's a full. So 1. So that's a full movement. So with that, I'm just going to kind of bend this arm forward, but we're going to start, of course, with the keyframe on this arm and this one, and then we're going to go over, and every time it comes down, I'm going to move this arm forward. So it's going to go boom and back to here. And I'm just going to do one arm for now. Boom. And back. Okay, so let's just see what this looks like played back. Nope, that is totally fine. Okay, so on the other arm now, starting from frame 1 here, every time this goes forward, this one is going to be back. Like this. So we're going to get swing and swing. And this way will be forward here. We're going to get forward, 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 and then there is forward here, and then back here. So pretty simple once you get a little pattern down, and then forward, and then back, and then a little forward probably here, and a little bit back to complete the movement here. And I'm thinking a little bit of body bobbing back and forth probably. Yeah, I think is going to kind of add and finalize the whole motion, since we've got no legs going on. So I'm just going to kind of make them go back and forth with each step as well. So we'll have the head there, and we're going to go ahead and step. And I'm going to, and since he's reaching forward, let's see if he's gonna lean in the direction that the arm is going, I believe. So, and now boom, this way. He's gonna kind of teeter-totter as he takes steps. So back and forth, back and forth. So each step, and it doesn't have to be extreme. I'm probably gonna come back and tweak these because they're probably a little much here and there. That's okay. Whatever gets your blue dude shimmying. And this one's gonna be kind of a halfway mark here. Let's just see what happens here. I think that works. And then this top bone, I think it needs to sling back and forth in the direction this is happening, but we're gonna put a delay on it. So right back here at frame 0, we're gonna take that bone, and I'm just gonna say it's now gonna be a dynamic bone. So with selecting it, go to bone constraints, say bone dynamics. We'll give this one a 1, 1, 1, just the same, and a 1 here, and see what happens now when he walks. It should be perfect. But he's got no body motion moving now either, which I'm a little curious as to why. I think I accidentally deleted this. So let me just back up a second here. Here we go. So we want to keep that bone going, but not this one. So let me just pull this one out and leave the other. Okay, perfect. Now we need to take this red bone and we need to make it a dynamic bone right here with our 1, 1, and 1. And now it'll naturally follow behind as opposed to me having to keyframe it, but we'll see how well. We probably need a little bit more weight to it. So let's back up. We will go back into our bone constraints and we'll make the weight 2 just as an arbitrary place to start to see if it works. So boom. Not bad, but I almost want it to fling more. Not springy, but just have a little more will to move. So let's try this. Yeah, that's a lot better. Not too bad there. Perfect. All right, so with that, now I'm wondering if we should do the depth of field, because it's going to be really close here, and then I want that to kind of clear up as he goes out. So we're just going to do it with a blur effect. All right, so what we're going to do now is go into our layer. We're going to double click on it. Right up here it says animated effects. That means you can make your blur happen over time. So we're just going to take this about 4 or 5, something like that. We're going to apply it. That gives us a keyframe right here. And now as we come up to about frame, I don't know, 84, we're just going to go ahead and knock that out to 0. Apply it again. It gives us another keyframe. We're going to say OK. These keyframes, I think I do want them, yeah, let's leave them linear for now and just kind of take a look at how this is going to look once we play through it. And here we go. And now I'm just gonna see here in the bone layer, I'm gonna select some bones. All of those seem to be at 1. Those need to be at 2s, my friend, all of them. So I'm gonna zoom out. This is what I was wondering about, and I'm just gonna come down here and I'm gonna knock these guys over to 2s and leave them as such. So now they'll get a little bit of that cool real stutter to them. Just kind of see that here the way it's supposed to be. Much better. Okay, and then we're going to go back to this background and I'm going to grab keyframes. You have to grab the keyframes to make sure that these are set properly. All right, cool. So now we'll double check that on our, yeah, much better. Much better. Well, that is the next shot in First Day of Winter, and I really appreciate you guys coming by and watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is to me. It helps out my channel, and will allow me to put a whole lot more cool stuff up here that you guys can watch and learn from. So please do that, and talk to you later.
We're gonna learn animation in Moho and animate everything in Moho. It's easier than